Okay, Will, we got you a Christmas
Ah,
present.
Cooper.
We got you a Christmas present. You were with that girl the other day. And it took.
Oh.
That's an Artifact Uprising print for you. There you go. You can put it on your wall or somewhere, or throw it away. It's fine. I mean, I don't mind.
You
It
look
wasn't
so
that good of a
happy.
picture anyway.
You look so happy, Will. You've got hands growing out of
There
your
you
chin.
go.
Handy chins.
Handy chinny
Which hand is
hands.
Sarah's?
Chin hands.
The big manly one.
Okay.
She's the man in the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the petite lady.
Hi guys, how are you doing today? It's been a minute. It's been a minute,
It's
Will.
been a hot minute. I'm back
been a
though.
hot
Look.
minute.
Woo!
Yeah.
I'm back.
Back, glowing. Glowing.
Got
I'm
a new
quite-
haircut for today.
You did?
Got shaved yesterday,
okay.
so I can't look too bad. I guess I should have come back looking like I'd been like out somewhere intense for like years.
Yeah. So you went
kinda
from
disappointed.
like
I had as much hair as you.
kind of bald to
No,
more
I had
bald.
as much hair as you.
Yes. Wow.
Yeah,
It has been a
just
while.
grows that fast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
To
intense.
cut it every single day, or it's just
Yeah.
it's an afro.
Oh, it grows every
I have
day.
an afro.
You're one of those guys. You have like
it's just
really
like-
high testosterone levels.
It's just everywhere.
Yeah.
It's like,
Okay.
I don't even have a face usually.
Okay. Yeah.
That's true.
I'm feeling a little sickly today. I'm recovering from a cold, but Will, you have been busy working on your drug cartel. I've been
Yes.
busy stealing tips from tip jars at the local Starbucks on the drive-through windows. Sometimes they leave them there overnight. That's my job. So we've been busy doing that, but we finally coordinated to get together. And I've been trying to shoot videos where, I've been trying to shoot more videos for the channel lately, and for this channel in particular. And I was wanting to work you back in, but I was just trying to come up with topics to keep the ball rolling and like make videos. And then this one that we're going to talk about
Boom.
today,
It just fell
I
into
saw
your
it
lap.
and I saw that your photo and I was just like, right, exactly, explosions. And I thought this would be a perfect one to integrate you back into the conversation because you have a lot to offer to this particular topic, I think, because of the way that you choose to shoot. And what I wanted to talk about was how to take the craziness that is the street and take out context and do whatever, make good backgrounds happen. Because sometimes it can be overwhelming. And
Yeah.
you're like, you look at people who shot photos in Istanbul or something like that, where you just kind of walk everywhere and everything's awesome. But then you're like, I live in, whoa, we got people fighting out here. Oh, man. They're just friends. They're just like, it's like buddy.
It's like that
fighting.
man.
Oh,
bro
yeah.
stuff.
Friendship.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, good
Yeah,
one.
face.
Oh,
Oh,
my
yeah.
face. Yeah. I
Mhm.
love you too, bro.
Yeah. The bleeding brotherhood blood. You know? Okay. So, and so I where was that? I got now they're kissing. I don't know what's going on. I'm
they're
emotionally
they're
confused
really,
about
really
whatever's
bros,
happening right
though.
now.
That's real
This is-
bro love. That's real bro love.
Wait, was that two? That was
I don't know. I never saw
The
who's.
guy-
I don't know. I don't know who's in the car. I can't see.
they were
face.
fighting like bros, you know.
Yeah, but maybe like that's
And then
just
they
their
just
thing.
kissed him on the mouth.
And then
I'm
they just
very
give. And then he
confused.
just gave him the finger as he drove off.
Yeah, that's good. Okay.
That's some true bro love.
That's good.
Fist fights.
Wow.
Giving him the
All right.
finger, making out.
Yeah. That's where good things come from, you know.
Yeah.
So I want to, talk about just dealing with the clutter of the street. And when you live in a city that is a smaller city, maybe less well known, not with these amazing, huge architectural wonders in the background. Maybe it's just an alley, maybe you're just on the street and it's just these standard shops with
Yeah.
like a bunch of crap in the background, and it's not interesting.
Like bad signage.
It's not, bad signage,
signage.
Comic Sans everywhere. Not a good day, right?
No, it is not a good day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to talk to you about this topic specifically because we have a photo here that I think you did an amazing job at removing context. And
Yeah, I didn't even remember what I removed till you showed
Yeah.
me that other picture.
Right. Right.
I was like, I just figured that's how it looked.
Yeah.
I did such a good job.
It was
I
an
fooled myself.
intuitive
I
action on
sold
your part.
myself the fake.
Yeah.
I sold myself the fake.
Yeah. But it's amazing considering what we're dealing with. So you're looking at Will's, by the way, I was going to let you know I'm editing this in.
Yes,
so
I
they're going to
figured.
see
So it's not just going to be us discussing.
Yeah, we're
this
just
thing.
like,
yeah, look how great this is.
This is
guys.
great.
Oh,
Whoa.
oh, what are we watching now? Oh,
Yeah.
oh, sorry guys. What? Yeah.
Yeah, like that. But also that I
We're
want
gonna
to
integrate
that
this.
we're going to talk about this photo. As you can see, that he had a lot that he had to take out of the frame. We have a trash can. We have this like theme park Pepsi can thing going on over here.
Yeah.
We got people walking around the background.
Everywhere.
An entire
People
family
everywhere.
of people who did not. Necessarily focus on their physical appearance today. I'm just kidding. I don't know what they look like. And so you did a great job. Like, this is a completely different world than what was going on here. And I just remembered when I saw the scene and then I saw what you did with the photo afterwards. I thought about the fact that there were these two giant trash cans, and it was just so symbolic to me of what our job is as a photographer on the street. Is to figure out how to make frames out
Get rid of the trash.
Literally
Make
get rid
frames
of the
out
trash.
of
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So, did you, first of all, hold on, where are we at? Okay, we got 13 minutes. Or the camera explodes, catches on fire. You always talk about how you try to romanticize. I don't romanticize as much. Like, I try to find people where they are and kind of figure out how to shoot them. Like, a lot of my subjects are just sitting on a bench. And, I just kind of try to work around with the background. And I leave more stuff in than you do. But you specifically have always talked about romanticizing the scene and making it kind of ascend beyond what it was at first.
That's
Does
very
that-
lofty. Yeah,
does
no,
that
I mean that's
make-
right.
did
No,
I get that
that's
right?
yeah, that's right. I mean that's what I try to do is like I try to remove and isolate things from their environment just because the city we live in is not conducive to the type of photography I focus on. So if you guys haven't been following along with these for a long time, we've just picked this series up. I mainly shoot street portraits in the style of like street style. So people I find very visually interesting and focused on like some form of dress or hairstyle or something very stylistically related. And I think that's like the idea of that's very aesthetics based. So thus, like, I don't want my frames to be necessarily pull in all of the environment unless there's some way to very deliberately contrast it. But I think a lot of us live in cities where there's not that density where you can have like this one really interesting person and the sea of people walking around them. I think that can be an interesting juxtaposition. But we kind of live somewhere where you usually just have like 3 or 4 people. I think most places just kind of randomly walking through your scene. Yeah, just like walking through the scene. And I think it's like the big things for me is like there's just to focus on several distracting elements.
And like 3 people just look lost for some
or
reason.
they'll be wearing something really bright too, and just like it will pull the eye away from the scene.
Right,
So it's
right.
like for me, it's like signage, anything with text, unless it's like making some sort of ironic comment or like you just think it really fits in with what you're shooting. Get like any words out, just get them out of the picture.
So what's your process when you're like walking down the street and you see this person that you want to take a photo of? What immediately, like, what brain process do you intuitively jump into?
I think once like I've identified for my first decision that always I struggle with, and I think most street photographers struggle with, is like identifying, do I want to shoot this person? And then we go through that battle, and then we like, and then we get the nerve to go ask them, and then we go through that. But once that's kind of settled, I think it's important for me to realize then like I generally like to have pretty idyllic light, so I like to have a spot that's like lit very well because I think that builds the background, right? Like I'd rather have good light in a slightly less clean background.
Yeah.
Because the light just, it really builds the scene and builds a romanticism in itself and just a quality in itself. But the scene is really like I take the person and I say
this girl like jumps off the screen the way you framed her. Cause the background
it was just
is
like
just
gorgeous light.
dead
This was
dark,
it was
you know?
it was just that perfect golden hour.
Was it? I feel like we
I
were
don't
like
know.
2 o'clock or something.
Really?
like that.
I don't know. Whatever it was magical. I don't know. It was just magical light. Like after I looked at the file, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
It was one of those
No,
moments.
it turned out for sure. And
but-
she helps out.
Yeah, I think
tremendously.
some of it too is
She had
like
great luck.
something that contrasts really well. So with her, like it was something as simple as like the backgrounds very dark, and it's pretty simple. There's basically two main color palettes in this. I mean, really, there's your skin tones and things, but really there's green and that light blue. Mm-hmm. And that's really it. And I think focusing on your color story is a big thing for me. So if I see somebody wearing something really vibrant, a lot of times I want to contrast that against something really, really stark.
Yeah.
Because I just think it helps that stand out. Or, you can come across something, you can work it the opposite way. I just don't like to fall into the middle much.
Yes.
I like to either have, very stark, nothing else, just it either fits with the scene or
dramatic contrast.
Right, dramatic contrast that's very deliberate, like somebody dressed beautifully against something very shambly.
Yeah.
Just kind of run down looking, but they're look like they should be in a ballroom. And then, but then I also, like that context against something very romanticized. But the middle ground, I think, is where most pictures end up in street photography, and they feel a little accidental when they're working in my realm.
Well, it makes me think of that shot you got of this girl who had she had this. It was dark, but it was also had these kind of blue and maybe purplish color stuff going on. Then she had this thing on her head. She was in front of a loading dock. You know what I'm talking about? And she had a camera too. I think she's a photographer.
Yeah.
But that was an interesting contrast because it was just this kind of normal but kind of grungy loading dock, which I know where that's at. That's just in the middle of downtown. But it looks like you're in some more industrial part of town. You're
more removed from the environment. That's, I think, the important
found this girl with a headdress and a
nothing
amazing
even anywhere in Greenville, just nothing like different ethnicity and different cultural background, just a very different aesthetic for Greenville. And I think a lot of that is selling the fake. That's kind of what I call it, because it's as a photographer, we all choose what we do and don't have in a picture. So it's being very deliberate and taking your time with your subject to think does this element help? Sometimes I'll even just shoot a tighter frame than I'd almost want sometimes, just to avoid something I just can't live with, or you have to just be willing to take time with your subject. I think that's the biggest thing when you're trying to be deliberate with your background is you're not going to notice it on the first shot. And then, check your camera and be okay, look, there's sometimes color can be a great element and sometimes color can be very distracting. Look, this stop sign in the background, sure, you turn it into a bokeh ball, but it's still bright red. And it's just wah, wah, wah. It's just do you feel when you look at the image, if this image had some bright color stuck, somewhere around her, it completely changes, especially if it's a different color than the color palette, and suddenly
you got
it's a very distracting
out of
element.
that frame, which is incredible to me.
I mean, some of that's
using
a long lens.
Yeah,
if you want to shoot this kind of, and I mean that's why most people who shoot street style, more focused on fashion, shoot with longer lenses, because it removes more of the background. It flattens the image some, so it kind of pulls it. Yeah, I don't like to get close. That's why. But it really pulls everything out of the background. It gives you a neater background. You get a bit more separation and a little bit shallower of a depth of field. And all that helps to kind of isolate the scene if you can't get everything out. And there's going to be times when you can't get everything out. You have to just accept that.
Yeah.
But you can almost always have a better backdrop, I think.
Yeah, I mean, and it's only going to get better as you go. With the time you spend with that individual person, it's only going to get better. But the question is, of course, you can't spend all day with them. You can't be can I have 30 minutes of your time? I know you have a meeting to get to. Something I like to do when I'm in the midst of that moment. First of all, I think one way to get better backgrounds right off the back is to think background first. So to stand around and find your background and let the right person walk in. I think that's a Bresson technique or whatever. But let the person come into your frame. And I've got some of my best background framings from that. But also if you are not kind of coming at it background first and you're looking for the person and then trying to figure out how to make their environment work with the scene and all together in harmony and symbiosis. Then
Kumbaya.
Symbiosis. This is where the show starts to derail. I like to just go. I think a lot of times you don't get the background you want because you are trying to move too fast and you want to inconvenience the person
Absolutely.
and you're kind of in the moment. I think it's important to just to force what's the word? To choose beforehand, before you even go out in the street, go, whenever I walk up to somebody, one of the first things I'm going to say after I introduce myself to them and say, can I take your photo, is go, okay, let's see. Like, literally say that out loud in front of the person, say, let's see, and then you just kind of look around. You kind of, and it gives the person knows why you're looking around. They're like, oh, he's doing some artsy thing. Like, what's he doing? He's looking for somewhere to do something, and I don't know what's going on. And you take him on the journey with you. You take the person, but you're scared of that sometimes because you think, like, I don't.
Too much of their
You
time.
just don't think.
And you don't.
You're more interested in the social interaction than making sure that you frame your photo properly. So a lot of times you won't frame your photo as well as it could be because you're focused so much on that. And if you use the social interaction to your advantage, if you go. If you're telling them, let's work together, not let's work together, but I have to find a background. Let me look around for a second. Yeah. Okay, I found a background. Come with me. They come on that journey with you, and it kind of works out better. So I've learned to actually stop and be very clear and be like, okay, let me see if I can find a background here. And then,
Yeah, I mean, on a similar strain, I think I do the same thing, but since I'm less concerned about keeping the person within a vicinity, a lot of times I kind of use the twofold interaction of like, are you walking, like whatever direction they're walking, I'll be like, are you still going this way? And I'll just go with them. You've seen me do this sometimes. And I'll just like, in my mind, you spend so much time walking around shooting street where you're not taking any pictures, or you go out on days where there's no one out. Like that's for me the time where I build up a repertoire of like, this is here, this is there. Like just to have these kind of go-to spots when, everything kind of doesn't work out, or like, this time of day, the light, is terrible everywhere, but in this one spot, not too far from here, like the light bounces off this building, this building, this building, and then comes down onto this side. And like, it always will work for you. I think for me, the go-to spots help a lot, especially when I can't shoot at the optimum times of day. Like when I have to be out when it's just really bright out and kind of nasty, like that nasty middle of the day light that no one likes to shoot in that much. That helps me immensely. And it lets the subject relax.
Yes. Good. Yeah, you ended that sentence perfectly because we have 1 minute and 48 seconds before the camera catches on fire. So, I think we covered some good things. Hopefully we brought you guys value. Let us know how we can bring you more value. We want to scratch your itch. And
or send us some photos.
Or send us some
to talk about. That would be
that's
cool.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing. But overall, I think all of this is, we can't underestimate patience, and it just freaking takes time to go to actually put yourself in that environment and kind of get to a place where you're freaking out a little bit because you have to find a background. That's where you're going to grow, and just spend a lot of time doing that. This photo is what it is because he spent a lot of time, and his brain intuitively goes to certain processes to help him solve this problem and come up with what we have here. Very good. Thank you, Will. It was great
to be
back
team.
Together. Good job, team. Thank you, Cooper, my dog. He did a good job.
He didn't even, look
just
how good he was.
Easing up the mood here. He's hanging out. Look at him. He's just looking at me. I think he's on
He
drugs.
really is down there.
He is down there. I'm just staring at the floor. Okay, bye, guys. We'll see you next time. And you have a lovely day. Go change the world. Shoot great photos. Goodbye.